Close your eyes and let your imagination be woven into a mystical journey. Join us on Monday nights as we embark on a mesmerizing adventure in the world of quilting. Handmade by Ying, hosted by the enchanting Donna, is your passport to a realm of creativity and artistry. With each stitch, we delve into the depths of inspiration and bring to life intricate masterpieces. No matter your age or location, you are invited to become a part of this magical tapestry. Together, we ignite the spark of curiosity and ignite the fire of passion. Let your spirit soar as we uncover the secrets of quilting together. Tune in and let your imagination unfurl. Handmade by Ying with Donna, where dreams take shape and brand awareness is woven into every thread.
Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Handmade by Ying with Donna. Today is April the 15th, 2024, and it's 7 o'clock p.m. and I'd like to welcome each and every one of you here tonight. Tonight might be a little bit of a longer live, and for that I'm sorry, but there's a lot of information and I would like this to be a standalone video that'll demonstrate each step of the way with the McCall 5797 pattern. So I'm going to slip into the chat, welcome everybody, and then we're going to get started. So let me slip over here really quick. Trey Joyner's in the house, and he's got his 46th birthday in 12 days. So he's telling us ahead of time. Mary Lou Lyons, welcome as a one of our contributors to the channel. We humbly appreciate you. Stephanie Harris is in the house. Hello, hello. Day's in the house. Day's going to be dropping a lot of information along the way tonight on Project Dress a Girl, information that she pulls from what I say, and make sure that it's in the chat for you guys in case anybody has any questions. Donnell's in the house. Hey, Donna Joan, fellow squirrels, and everyone in the chat. Joyce is in the house. Hello, hello. Welcome. Donna Bogart. Hello, everyone. Joe the Tech Guy. It's almost squirrel time. Everyone's chatting. Michelle's crafting more. Hello, hello. Candace is in the house. Beverly Atkins. Janine is in the house. Donnell, doing good but relaxing on the couch with my boys. Shelly says, hello, sweet Donna, and all my beautiful quilts in the mail today. Thank you, thank you. God bless you, Shelly. Let me see. Donnell's telling everyone hello. Melissa is in the house. Hello, hello. Jackie. Beverly Atkins, Candy, Katie D. Crafts. I'm just skimming now. Frank is in the house. Candace Jody Day is welcoming everyone. Jody, let me see. Pat Strawhouse is in the house. And she gave me an idea. I'm going to try on this, either the first or the second dress. So pay attention when I talk about the difference when we're going under the arms for these dresses. It might make a difference. So we're going to try it two different ways tonight. The Confident Quilter, Gladys, is in the house. Heather is in the house. Hello, hello. Mennonite Farmhouse. Hello, sweetheart. Welcome, welcome. And Elizabeth, Catherine. Hello, hello. Libby. Hello from South Carolina. Awesome. So I'm down to the bottom of the chat, and I'm going to give you a few little dates that are important for us, and then I'll give you a Harper update from today's procedure, and then we're going to get stitching. And I just cut out a dress. Cut a dress out, but it's for me. I need a whole wardrobe too. That's cute. Lisa's Quilting Corner. Hi all. I have 3 dresses done and 2 more all ready to sew. Awesome. So let me see. Wednesday I'll be going live with Day, which is our moderator, as you know, and we're going to be working on Fallon's project. It's called the Dancing Diamonds. It's going to run for 3 weeks at noon each Wednesday. And let me see, the 18th, that's Thursday, I'll be sewing with Fallon, and we're just going to have a lazy sew. We're both going to bring our projects and sit and chat a bit. That'll be over on her channel, and I neglected to write the time down for that. Friday night, I'll be working on binding 4 quilts for the Ronald McDonald House, courtesy of Delia and Paul Short. And then on Sunday morning, I will be doing Land of the Free, working on the second section of the Eagle quilt. That I've broke it down different this time, and I want to be able to walk you through different ways of doing the legit kits. So it's only going to be about an hour, showing you a different way of laying that one out. So that's all of my information for tonight. And I've got a lot of surprises coming your way over the next week. So you're all going to be happy. So I will be using the Fallon ruler as well as my Quilter Select tonight. I'll have Joe slip down to the table so I can show you a couple different things that I have pre-done. The dresses are already cut up, and we did those on a prior week, and I set those aside. So this will be dress number 2. I've also got the pockets pre-made for both dresses, and all we're going to do is we're going to make the second pocket for the second dress. When you're doing these, make sure that you put a label on one of the 2 pockets. And you're just I just clip it and pin it, and I keep it really simple. And we're just going to stitch this in, and you're going to go 1/4 of an inch all the way around, and you're going to back tack at the top, and that just helps hold it in place. And as you're going around, it may shift a little, you may have cut a little wonky, and that's okay because that's going to disappear here in just a minute. Back tack it in, take your clip out, and then we're going to trim it in. So you can opt, there's 2 ways to do this. You can put little slices, or you can get as close to that seam as you would like. I'm going to go as close to the seam. It just works better in the way that I do these, and they work really nice. I do not cut across the seam at all on these. And snip any loose threads at that time. I'll lay the scissors there because I've got some trimming to do. You're going to flip it out just like you would any other dress, any other pocket that you're doing. And I can use my fingernails and just run this to where it comes out really flat. And then we're going to lay it in. And it's flat as can be. All of my seams are out all the way around. So when I put this on the dress, it's ready to go. Another thing that I've started doing with the Project Dress a Girl, dress number 2, I've cut out in a size 8. So what I've done is I have a lot of the 2.5 inch squares. I folded it in half, and when we hook this to the dress, when we're ready to be finished, this will stay with the dress, and it's going to make it a little bit easier when they're looking for the size of the dress. They won't have to sit and measure it. So I've done that for this dress, and I've done it for the one that I've got here. So what I'm going to do is just pin it to the pocket so that it doesn't get missed. And then once we do the roll down and we're finished, we're going to hook these into the back of the dress. It's not going to bother the girls because it's cloth, and it'll stay with the dress for the time that the child has it. Jean Billings, hello. Donna, oh my God, that was hilarious, Bill. I missed what he said. Hey, y'all, had to get the burgers off the grill. Send a funny video to my Facebook group. Bill. You're going to have to put me in that group. I got to see what you're doing. Katie Vox in the house. Hello. And I think I'm caught up. Guess who, Nancy? Texts are done about procrastinating. Yeah, never procrastinate with your taxes. So the update on Harper, really quick. I wanted to wait a few seconds to make sure everybody was in. Then they'll be able to catch it later. Harper had her second visit with her team that's working with her today. She went into the hospital and had her heart catheterization. This was her 6th week when they went in and did the heart ablation and did their biopsies. And in 6.5 weeks, she'll go back again. And this is just going to be another procedure that she's going to need to have done. If you're wanting more up-to-date, more current information, Joe and I implore upon you to please check out her Facebook page, because we're not going to be dropping a lot of information over here, because the goal is, if everything comes back good over the next week or so, she will get released back home. And by home, I mean there's going to be a grand celebration here in Frostburg and Cumberland welcoming her back home. Yesterday was 6 months that she's been gone, and it's time to get her home. So that's the update. All the dresses that are being, not dresses, but the quilts that are being made are being sent to Donna, and she's quilting up some. Leanne, one of our other squirrels, she's quilting up some, and I'm quilting up some, and other people are sending quilts for the Ronald McDonald House. When that closes out next month, Joe and I'll make a trip over, and we will do this donation on behalf of all of you to the Ronald McDonald House as a thank you from all of us for the care and the love that they've given to Harper. So, thank you. I do want to give a little update on our giveaway. It's growing. So Becca is doing a Denim and Daisy fat quarter bundle, value of $150. Tracy at the Sewing Channel, she's going to give us details in the next few weeks on what she's doing. Fallon at So Be It Quilts is doing trim locks of their choice, or they can choose a 2-inch to a 6.5 of any of the Flying Geese. Sheila Fudge is doing a Fat Quarter Shop gift certificate, and Delia has just donated a Timeless Treasure Judy Niemeyer. So these are all going into the giveaways. And if I've missed any, I'm sorry. I'll just have to go back and look at all of my notes because I drop everything into here. So, as you guys mail dresses, we're already done with preferably, I will drop your name for each dress in that giveaway. And that's just a fun way of giving back. The dresses that you're seeing here were sent in last year. And they made it too late to be sent, so I held on to them per Marty. And they will be the first set going down to her. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 dresses that we'll be able to go ahead and keep in that count for this year. It's really growing. This is a fun project, and it's just going to be a blast. He posted a video in the Messenger group chat. You're going to love it. Okay. Thank you, Donna. So anyway, I'm going to stack these aside for just a second, and I'm going to work on showing you where I'm at on dress 1. If I get a chance, we'll get to dress 2. I don't want to keep everybody really long tonight, but it's really important that you see what we're doing. So this was sent in, and what a fabulous gift. This will match a lot of the different dresses for the girls. It's double folded bias tape, a 1/2 inch. And that's going to work perfectly for under the arm area. I've already took the liberty to make the straps. That's going to go in here, and then they're going to tie up here like this. And that's going to be fun to see how all of that plays out. And I've got the front of the dress here. So what I'm going to do is show you where I'm at with it. Anytime I'm working the project Dress a Girl, what I like to do once I take that paper off is I stick a little tag here that tells me this is the front of the dress. I cut a lot of dresses out at one time. So I try to keep them all together, all the fronts in one stack and all the backs in another, so I don't inadvertently add those wrong. I do not press this fabric for a reason, because I like to make sure that I'm exact with my measurements from the sides in, so the pockets are a little bit the way they need to be. You can set your pockets straight up and down, or you can set them a little bit askew at an angle. Whichever way you prefer, the girls are going to love it. And I'm going to leave this tag here, as I said, until I get the back of the dress done, and then this tag will come off, be folded up, and it's just going to be a little marker that for the duration of the dress, they're going to know that this was one of the donated ones, and it's done. I've also took the liberty to go ahead, and I'll show you this on dress 2. At the bottom of the dress, I took a coordinating fabric. I cut it at 10 inches and folded it up the back. I adhered it to the back first, folded it over, and then now we've got a nice coordinating fabric that's going to give it a little bit more of an accent for these young ladies. So let me trim these off because there was no measurement to it. I just cut what I thought I might need, and I'm just going to line this up and just trim that off. I'll do that on both sides because I've already done it on the front and the back, and you will see this done on dress 2. But I wanted to be able to go ahead and have a little bit done early, so those that have to leave, they're not going to miss anything. So I'm going to pull this under. What the measurement is 2 inches out from your center seam, and you're 7 inches to the bottom of your pockets. That's just the way that I prefer to do these, and they land perfectly. And then before I send the dresses, this seam will not be here because I give them a heavy pressing. So we're going to slide it in, and we're going to go ahead and line it up at the 1/4 inch, and we're going to back tack it in place because you know it. I know it, as kids and adults, we're sticking our hands in our pockets quite a bit. There's going to be a lot of pressure when they do that, so you want to really do a heavy back tack in there. You never know what these littles are going to put in their pockets. It could be stones, it could be anything. And you're going to want to go slow when you're adding these in, just so it's a little decorative stitch. I purposely went with a white instead of a dove gray, so that it would line up and look really nice for them. Cute fabric. Hello, Debbie. Debbie. Hello, hello. So you're just going to go around and hook this pocket. Back tack it at the second section. And I did a little more than back tack it, to be honest. And then we're going to go ahead and hook in the second pocket. And you're going to do it the same as you did the first. Line it up at your 1/4 inch and back tack it in. I'm going to go ahead and pull that one because I have it a little too close for comfort. And you're just going to use your fingers, put a little bit of pressure so it doesn't slide. We are quilt makers turning dressmakers for a good cause. And this fabric, it does slide just a little bit. So I put a lot of pins in it to help hold it. Bear with me while I get this tacked in, because I really want it to look nice when we're done. So now I'll take this pin out, and I'm going to leave this one here. No, this is the tack the pocket note. I'll put that on the other one, because I had little notes along the way to tell me what I was doing. So I can take this off now, and I'll use these notes again for the second dress. I can take all of the pins out so I don't get stuck. I don't think they would like any little tidbits of blood in there. So let me slip into the chat real quick. Cute fabric for one of those. Candy G. Let me see, Debbie. What is the pattern? Is this where... What pattern is this and where are the dresses going? The dresses, Libby, are going to Project Dress a Girl. And they're going down to Gaithersburg, Maryland to be sorted and distributed to third world countries. And they're going down to Maudie Sews. Thank you. So everything's trimmed up. And there's 2 different ways you can do this. You can go ahead and put this in now. And that's what I'm going to do on this dress before we do the rollover here. That's going to make the top. How many are you planning? We're hoping to get about 400 dresses this year. So I'm just going to sporadically cut an estimated amount for these. That way I won't have the big roll there. And we're just going to slide it down. And there's no pinning or anything that you do need to do. This is really nice and thin. So you're just going to slip it right here and automatically straight to the machine. There is little tips and tricks. You're going to put your presser foot right next to where the outside of this pink is. And then I'm just going to open it up. This is cut on the bias, so this is going to stretch out almost straight as we're putting this in. So you're going to just go slow, and we're going to get it in. Stop where you're at. And we're going to do this 4 times. We're going to do each side, and then we're going to do the back. And if you do it really slow, this will go in very easy. And like I said, I don't believe I'm a dressmaker, but this is one of the easier patterns. There's no need to back tack it in here because once we do the French seam, this is going to be handled then. So I've got this side. It doesn't matter if you start at the top and come down or the bottom. Either way, this will work. So all we're going to do is get it in and give it a little pinch. That's going to close up if you've got anything a little askew as you're doing it. I wanted to make sure my needle was dropped, and I'll get the dress off my lap, and we're going to continue to move along. And yes, that little pin on that pocket's already sticking me as I'm working this. So we're going to just go right there and stop. This bias tape was donated by Brenda Foley, and her name has been entered into the raffle as well for her generous donation. And look how nice that come out. That looks really nice, and this blends extremely well with this dress. So I'll take this little piece, and we're just going to repeat the same thing. I tried to work a little bit ahead so that you would be able to see the different ways of doing this. And just go slow. That's the key. It's not a race. You're making these for little girls who otherwise may never have a dress. And this is just your way of helping out. And it's greatly appreciated. So we're going to trim this one. And I'm not sure I have enough to do another side, but we will see. Yeah, that was a pretty good estimate. So we're going to do the same thing. This is the final side. Like I said, you really do not have to pin, but if you feel more comfortable doing so, go ahead. This here top is going to be rolled, and you're going to see that as the next step. And the reason we're doing this tonight as a step-by-step, we've had a lot of people buy the pattern, and they wanted a visual more than just reading it. And for that, I'm thankful because it shows that you are actually doing this. So now we've got the front and we've got the back. What you're going to do next, and this is really simple, it looks harder than it is. You're going to take the top of the dress and you're going to just give it a little bit of a fold. Here I do use clips. And you're just going to eyeball it. It does not have to be perfect, but you can pretty well eyeball what 1/4 of an inch is going to be. Then you're going to flip it over and do another 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to go to the center and I'm going to put a clip in it. Then I'm going to come to the ends. And you want to make sure that you've got room to get these straps in. So if you don't think 1/4 of an inch is good, bring it down just a little bit more. It's okay. And you could even honestly go a 1/2 inch on this. I've always done 1/4, but I'm going to go a 1/2. You're going to fold down the first one at 1/4, and you're going to come down a 1/2 on the other. And then I'll set this aside, and then we'll do the next little piece. That way, when I get to stitching, we can do these all together. Vicky, hello, sweetheart, and welcome. So I've got a couple of these. So we're going to just do like I said the first time. We're going to just finger press it in. At eyeballing it at 1/4 of an inch. And then you're going to come down just a little bit more. and eyeball it at about a half. Let's go ahead and do a half because you're going to need that extra room for your straps. And I want to make it easy when you're putting your straps in. So let's go ahead and zip this one in. There's two different ways that you can do this. You can eyeball it, or you can measure it. I want to make sure that this is uniform all the way across. So before I stitch, I'm just going to give it a real quick check and make sure that I'm exactly where I need to be because I want it to come out right. So regardless of what your top roll is, as long as it's uniform and it matches, that's all that really matters. There is no exact science to this. This one needs to come down just a little dab. And this is the time to do your quick check is all this is. You're making sure that you've got everything set up, that these are going to come out the same. And then we're just going to slide it over the machine. And you're going to really heavily back tack here because there's going to be a lot of pressure when we go to add in here. So back tack it a couple times. You're going to take your foot and you're going to keep it at the edge of your dress right here. And you're just going to stitch it in. Pulling your clips every step of the way so your fabric doesn't get all askew. I love doing these dresses. So if anybody is making them, please let us know in the chat. Gives us an idea of what we're expecting to come in. And as you can see, that's pretty darn straight. And that looks really nice. So then now we're going to slip over on this side and do the same thing. Hello, Leanne. Welcome, welcome, sweetheart. And back tack it again. And as I said, there's going to be a lot of pressure at the top of these when we put these straps in. So you want to be really careful and make sure that you don't skip that step. And here we are again, and you're going to back tack heavily. Let me move these over here out of the way. Now that is in. I've got the back done as well, so I can get rid of this pin so it's not snipping at me. Like I told you, this is a 2.5 inch. That's all it is. I folded it in half and gave it a pressing. Then I wrote the number 6 on it because that's the size this dress is. I want to make sure that it's durable and it's flat. So what I'm going to do, this is the back of the dress. Right under, right here, is where I'm going to add this in. And I'm just going to tack it in. I don't want to go up in here because I have to be able to get the straps through the hole. And you don't want to do it after you've got the strap in for a reason. Because you could end up hitting that strap and it won't be able to be adjusted. So now is the perfect time to just back tack that and get it in. My thread is either broke. What is going on? Give me just a second. I changed thread before we started. So I maybe have to change it again. I wanted it to be this pretty white. Sorry about the delay. So let's see if we've got it this time. There will be a couple little threads, and all we're going to do is go ahead and trim it off. Make sure I clean that up nice. And the tag is still not in to suit me. Give me just a second. It might be the thread because it broke off again. Sorry for the delay. We're just going to change out this bobbin. Then it should take away the problem. I donated fabric. Things that aren't flat confuse me. Oh, Heather girl. We'll put this one down here so I know to check and find out why that's jacked up. You do a million things right all day long and you go live and then you have an issue. This way I can check it. Yep, now we're good. Do I? Yep, back in business. So I'm going to pop this out because I'm not really happy with the thread that's there showing. And then we're just going to tack it back in. I'll get back on track here in a minute. So now we're tacked in. Threads are all trimmed. So now's a perfect time for you to look and make sure that there's nothing else that you need to do here. So that side looks good. So I'm going to go over all of this and make sure that I don't have any threads. And we're going to just trim them off if I do. The little girls won't have any way of handling that. So now's the perfect time for us to do it. So now you're going to take the dress and you're going to, this is where it gets confusing for some. So as you can see, you can hold this up. All of your sides are matching and your length is matching as well. So all we're going to do, and you're going to see what I'm doing, is I'm going to put a little clip here. And I'm going to just come down and put a little clip here because I want these to really line up good. And then I'm going to do one at the bottom. You want everything to really line up when you're doing these. And we're going to back tack heavy here. You're only going to do 1/4 of an inch here because you're doing a French seam. And it's really important that you get those tight. And when you get here, if it doesn't feel right, you can pull it a little bit and let the machine do the work for you. You're going to have a little bump, and you're going to back tack here. Now we're going to flip the dress over and do the same thing on the opposite side. Let me look here. Daya, there's the dress tags. Can they be purchased? I have the tags for the pockets. Beverly, what I did was took just white fabric. You can use gray fabric, just something that's going to be soft for them. I have regular tags here that you would be able to purchase and then just write the number on. But I've learned over the course of time, these aggravate us as adults. They're going to aggravate children as well. I'm going to make tags on my embroidery machine. Cool. Yeah, that you can use the twill tape for that as well. It just makes it easier when we're doing the sorting that we put all the stacks of like 6s, 7s, whatever, all together. And I would say that would be a good takeaway for anybody doing dresses. I'll be adding tags to all of the dresses behind me before I go ahead and start putting them in their totes. You're going to want to make sure that you're just coming down the seam and you're doing just your 1/4 of an inch, because when we flip this in, we're going to be hiding this seam. And we're going to line these up, give it a little tug, and let the machine do the work. That way everything lines up nice and tidy. So how cool is that? A dress is almost made. So now we're going to flip the dress inside out. The link has been dropped for Project Dress a Girl labels. Awesome. So all we're going to do now is flip it around. Let me move my straps out of the way. And it normally doesn't take me this long to do one, but we've had our little issue with the machine. So you're going to want to take your fingers and make this flat as you can. And it's just going to help lay this down. You can press it or you can just put your thumb there. But the idea here is to close these seams so that the little girls' dresses won't come apart there. If you have a serger, now would be the time you would be using your serger. I went really scant with that 1/4 of an inch all the way down. And we're just going to put a couple clips. And as you're sewing, you're going to be able to feel where that's at. So we did a 1/4 of an inch. Now we're going to do a 1/2 inch. All the way up the side, and that's going to bury this. So on my machine, I have the 1/2 inch mark. That way I'm staying consistent. Back tack it in. And you're just going to stay exactly the same all the way. This is going to close this up, and hence you have your French seam. As you're feeling under, you can tell if that seam wobbles or moves a little bit, and you don't want it to do that. You just want to stay consistent. That's your big thing, consistent. Pop these out, and we're coming to the end, and you're going to back tack here as well. Close it off, trim your threads. That way there'll be nothing there that's going to aggravate the littles. You're going to do the same thing here. Just rub it down. And then all you're going to do is make sure that you've got your 1/2 inch. Come back under and back tack it in when you start. If you think it's not right, stop and adjust. I did not clip this one, so I don't want it to slide on me. And I was honestly afraid of a French seam when I first saw it, when Maudie showed me this, and it was like the light bulb moment. It makes it so much easier to do it this way than with the directions. I just couldn't grasp it. I have a little thread there that I did miss, so I'm going to snip it now. And now we have a dress that is almost done. Donna, you always make it look so easy. I cannot wait to get my hands on this later in the week. So, the dress is done. You have a little bit here that is not going to bother these little girls. So now we're going to flip it over. And this is where the magic happens. You have the one for the front and the one for the back where we made this. Let me find my purple thingamajig, or we're not doing this tonight. Joe laughs at me because sometimes I'll to save one time, I'll just use my teeth and grab it. It's really important that you get that up in there. Don't mind me. I have a good dentist. So now you've got this in your purple thingamajig, and you're just going to drive it through. There's other tools out there that you can use. I don't know the names of them, but I do know the name of this. And it's a purple thingamajig. And when you get to the other side, you're just going to start wiggling this. And it's going to feel tight for a second. It's okay. I can't wait to get this week. Sassy sounds like a plan. I know that's right, Donna. Do the dresses run true to size? Yep, they sure do. So whatever size you cut out is the size dress you're making. So what I'm going to do is just pull this because I don't want to lose it. You're going to try your best to make sure that it's laying flat inside. All you have to do is fool with it just a little bit, and it's going to lay good and flat. Get that one out of your way, and you're going to do the back. And like I said, these are tricky to get in this. I wish I had a different tool that would work a little quicker. That way I wouldn't be chewing on it. A bobbin works well. I've never done that. She may end up leaving a tooth. Yep. Not the teeth again. Yeah. It's the only thing I can think of that works well. And all you're going to do is pinch it here and wiggle it through. This dress is one of the easiest dresses that I've ever made. And I'm going to say that now that I've got it jacked up here on the end. But once it starts through, it goes easy. It's just you got to find the way to pull it. There, now it's through the hump. So now we've got that. You've got your tag in the dress. The purple thingamajig is my Achilles heel, I'll tell you. Out of all of the things in this world, that's the one that drives me crazy. So you just want to rub these until they're flat. As I said, you're going to look at your cutting board. Now's the time to make sure, before we do the next step, and then we're done, make sure that your straps are the same length. It's really important. Right now it looks like they're going to be really short, but trust the process here. Trust me when I tell you, just get these even. That's all you have to do. You're going to take and you're going to put a little zigzag here or a little work right here, dead center of the dress. And all you're doing is making sure that when these are tied onto the girls, that this is not going to come loose. You're going to do it to the front. You're going to do it to the back. You're going to trim your threads one final time. And then now the magic happens. What you're going to do is just take these and gather. Take it and gather right here. Just like that. And you have just made a beautiful dress for a little girl. It's really important that when you do this, to keep these uniform, you're going to want to tack these in here too. And you're going to do it over here. That makes the sundress. Make sure that you do trim your little threads. Little handy snip here and there makes a world of difference for these littles, I'm telling you. Okay, all of this, everything's been trimmed off. We've made the dress. Here on the ends, all you got to do is take 2 fingers, wrap it around, and you're going to put a little knot in it. Even though I've closed off these ends, you'll want to dress it up just a bit. And it puts a little knot in it so that when they're being laundered and washed or whatever, they're not going to come apart on them. So you just full with your knot until you get it where you want it and pull it taut. And you're going to do that on all ends. And this is honestly a quick dress to make. I have one and another tool. It's always used safety. Oh, there you go. And here is your dress. So let me know what you think. Let me see. Safety pin works well. Yeah, it does. Dahlia, Leanne, question answered. Sheila, she may end up leaving a tooth. Absolutely. There's a tool called a fast turn. I'll have to look for that. Fast turn. I have one. I have another tool too. I have safety pins, but they come unhooked in there. It turned out so cute. Thank you. So I can do the other one tonight with you, or have you learned enough on it that you're good? These are simple dresses to do. They're fun to do, and I think it just makes it a little easier knowing that we're doing something special for these littles. And all of these will be steamed and pressed really good. How long do you make the ties? The ties are 42 inches, regardless of the size of the dress. That gives you the room for the girls. Some might be a little thicker, some might be a little thinner, that they're going to be able to adjust the straps. So I do 42 inches. And then if they're on site with the girls and they need to, they've got it to where they can trim. Can you show what the French seam looks like up close? Yep. Right there it is. See if you can see it. All you've done is hide that open seam here that would ravel away. So this is your French seam. That way when this goes, there's nothing these little girls are going to have to worry about. The seam's not going to rub. They're not going to fall apart, and it's double stitched. It's stitched once, and then it's stitched when we flipped it. It's it's in the pattern day. Let me see. Thank you. You're welcome. So that is one dress totally complete. If you just want to hang for a little bit, I'll go ahead and do the other dress, and we can just knock these out and get them done. And it's pretty much the same process, except for I'm going to try something different. It turned out so cute. Showed you the French seam. How long do you make the ties? I've got that. Dress came out really good. Thank you. It's better than serging. I have a serger, and I like the French seam better. But when we take these to retreats to do these dresses, honestly, I'm going to have the serger there, and Day's going to run it so that I won't have to worry about. I can streamline. Somebody can make pockets. Somebody can make the straps. And we can really get a lot done in a little bit of time. This is the front of the dress. Now I'm taking the paper off. So I definitely want to mark it. So now this, for the duration of the dress, it's going to stay there. So I can take these two and sit them up here with the pockets. And want to clip them. This poor pattern's been through a lot, I'm telling you. And I have the pocket and the other on the opposite side. So here, I'm just going to go ahead. There's two ways you can do these. Now, I've already got this cut that I can do it the same way, but I'm going to show you a different way that you can do these as well. I'll be able to use this on another dress. So as we're doing this, I'm not going to cut this one. Do it. Okay. I just wanted to make sure, because some people like to be in a hurry, and this just makes hemming and everything so much better. This is a simple step, and where you've cut, all you're going to have to do is line it up, and all of this dress in all of its infamous glory is going to come together so nice. I am going to have to move this out of my way and put it over here on this side. That way I'll be able to just use it and feed it through, because I did not pre-cut for this. And you can clip it, you can pin it, but if you go slow, you can skip that step. I find, honestly, just taking your time, it's going to go in just fine. And this is what I'll be doing at retreat. Hopefully, if I get time, I'll get enough cut out. And I can have someone just sitting there, just putting this in. And we're going to be able to really streamline and knock some dresses out. And you just got to make sure the weight of the dress doesn't weigh down when you're pulling on it like this. And I have enough fabric in hand right now for about 50 dresses. We were counting it up the other day. Don't forget to join Donna on Wednesday at noon. Thank you, Day. Let me skip over this way. I'm making the 10. Awesome. 5 of each is the plan. I do have some smaller sizes of fabric. Awesome. Thank you. You guys are amazing. And we greatly appreciate all of the dresses, because you're really helping the underprivileged, I'm telling you. And Maudie come up last year, and we come up, you can look into my videos from last year, and we made little things that we could hook to the dresses. This year, some people are also making hair ties, and I think that's fabulous. These little girls need as much extra love as they can muster, because you don't know what they're walking through, you know, and it's just sharing a little bit of love. And this one, we're just going to do the same thing here. And I will move this dress along a little bit faster, honestly. If you've got any questions, please feel free to ask. Now, I do think that looks pretty as well. It's accenting, and it's just not adding the extra couple inches. Donna, I know I said 300, but I'm going to do 430. I missed the comment, honey. All right, go ahead, sweetheart. Hi, Donna, and everybody. Sorry to jump in late. It's okay. I'm trying to see what you were talking about, Candy. Do you know what I'm doing? I'm trying to remember. Do you know, not dresses. If you want to do dresses, feel free. 400. Woo! So we've got that side of the dress done. Let's get these pockets done. So as I did before, we're just going to lay these in. And right now you can pretty well eyeball if you need to. And you just want to make sure that they're level. I want the tag to stay with the dress. So I'm going to pin it. And for those coming in late, we're doing Project Dress a Girl. Thanks for the lesson and inspiration. You're welcome. So this is 2.5 inches. So I'm going to go like that and make sure that I'm at 2.5 inches. I'm going to do the same thing. It's just the consistency. And if you really want to be a stickler, this is at 8. And this side is at 8 right there. So all we have to do is pin these in place and stitch these on. Yes, 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 Candy. It just dawned on me what we were talking about. Yes. God bless you. I think that's cool. I drew a blank for a second. I have like 100 scrunchies. Yep. These girls appreciate everything. So I'm going to slide this up. Remember, if you're coming in late, we're doing Project Dress a Girl McCall 5797 tonight. We're going to back tack this in and we're going to just mindfully go around and get this in. You don't want to get stuck, so take your time. And make sure that you're doing it as slow as possible so that everything lines up really nice for these littles. And this is where having a little bit done ahead of time comes in handy. So we're going to back tack it in and commence to doing the same thing all the way around. And honestly, I've had people email me, they were afraid of doing the dresses. I hope that this video tonight eases your worries and your concerns. So as you can see, the pockets are now done. The pockets are in place. I don't know whether I can do that or not. I forget. Let me see if Pat Strawhouse is still in the house. If you're still here, Miss Pat, I want to make sure that we're both on the same page for changing this. I'll give it a second and I'll take a drink. We were both worried about the bulk. But this is really, really thin that's going to go around. I didn't see her, so I'm going to go ahead and just put this in the way that I have been. Yes, I am. Okay, she's here. So, Miss Pat, I want to make sure that I'm doing this the way that we said. Go ahead and do the French seam and then see if we can join this so it's one complete piece. Am I correct? It's okay. I want to try it the way that she and I discussed. I think it's going to work. She is here. Okay, thank you. Because if so, we need to do the French seam now, and then we're just going to change the order that we're doing this. I'm going to go ahead and do it that way because I think it's going to work. So remember, when you're doing your French seam, it's going to be right sides together. You're going to get these butted up over here. And you're going to join right here. Because I really believe what we talked about is going to work. So stay true to your 1/4 inch. And this is going to be a step saver, I do believe. And it's also going to be something extra for comfort. And you're going to just stay true to your 1/4 inch. Back tack here and come off. Here I will trim this because there's a little tiny bit there. Then we're going to come over on this side. Do the same step here. Line them up. And as you can see, they are good as gold. Back tack it in just a little, just to get it started. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim that at an angle. I want to try something different. That's why I'm doing it this way. You mean wrong sides together. Pretty much. So just pull it all the way up. Then I'm going to go like this and get it as flat as possible. Here's where you're going to be able to see that you've got everything lined up nice and tidy. We're going to leave that top alone for just a minute, and we're going to go to the 1/2 inch. Back tack it, and done. Come down the other side and repeat the same thing. Just make sure you get it as flat as you can. And remember, stay consistent. And as you're doing it, use your thumb and you can feel where that seam is. And this is just another take on the same dress that Miss Pat and I was talking about. We're going to try something to see if it works. And the goal is it does. What size elastic do you use? Cool. Worst case scenario, we know Jack. Yep. So this is all in. I will go over this dress after tonight's live and trim up all of the little threads. But I just want to make sure that I do get this in tonight. What we're changing, Miss Pat and I here, we're just seeing if this works, and I do believe it will, is we're going to take it in its entirety all the way around instead of doing it 4 times. It's going to force the seam, one seam to lay this way, one seam to lay this way, and it's not going to rub the girls under their arms. That's the goal. So that's what we're going to give it a go. If it works, that's the way I'll be doing these dresses moving forward. Am I going to have enough give here? We'll see. I'm always down for a challenge. And how did they say that? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. So I have never done this. Let it be known. But I do believe this will work. And it might even be a time saver, not just an armpit saver for the littles. The only thing I can see different with this, and I'm being honest, is you got to go a little bit slower because it doesn't give you enough give there at the armpit but it's going to be a saver for the little girls because it's all going to be one piece. I do like this, and I think this is the way that I'll be doing it moving forward. It is going to be a time saver and assist with getting more done. So, Miss Pat, thank you for recommending it this way. That way it's all one solid piece. So we're going to do the other arm the same way. So when you're making these dresses, your pattern's going to call for you to do it each armpit, each arm cutouts. I'm being honest with you. I'm going to move forward doing these this way, all in one section. It makes it a lot nicer, and I think less bulk for the littles. So we'll see the difference once I get this in and see your thoughts. Now, right where that little bump was is the only place that once you give it a little tug, you're golden. So we've got that in. Trim that little bitty thread. So, what do you guys think? I do like that all in one piece. Let me see. They would never get done if it was crochet. No. I've never and will never. So, I'm going to do the fold over and eyeball it. Fold over again and eyeball it. And I'm going to come to the center. And like I said before, it's the consistency when you're doing these. So I'm going to do the same thing here. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. So now it's where you can just measure and make sure that you're consistent, because you really don't want all your straps to be different sizes. Not bad for eyeballing. So we'll get this in. I do like it better that way, Miss Pat. Thank you. Pack it in. Then we're going to do the other side the same way. So we've got the label over here, and we'll have to get that in the dress. So I'll pop that off the pocket, and we're going to stick it in. That way we're going to know the size. And like I said, come down here just a smidge. This dress, for the second dress, it is a size 8. So we've got that done. And like I said, these will drive me crazy. So I think that really looks good. There's also another thing that you can do. Instead of using these straps, you can use your bias tape. And that's going to make a thinner strap for the girls. And it may feel nice to their skin. This is very, very soft. But I know I've got a lot of dresses that we're going to be doing. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just letting you know you can use the bias tape, but you cannot use ribbon. So when you're making the strap, it's going to come in 3 inches. You're going to press it in half, and then you're going to fold it in half again. And you should end up with 1/4 inch when you're making these. You're going to zip down one side. Just do it by the edge of your presser foot, and that'll be fine. Then you're going to come down the other side and do the same technique. And just line your fingers up, that way you're staying consistent. Let the machine do the work for you. Oh, Joseph. He said the quill police might give me a ticket. A speeding ticket. So we've got these done. And I don't have any pins over here, I don't believe. I'd really rather want to try that. This purple thing's driving me batty. So let me try it with the pin. Saving my teeth. And see which way is going to work quicker. Okay. Oh, the smile on the faces of a new dress. Yep. I'm a little behind, but I like it. It's okay. There's always the replay. Now she wants... Wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. Dahlia, now she wants some bibs for her baby dolls. Oh, cool. Let me see. I have made so many dresses and never used this pattern. Brenda, it's a fun pattern. It's easy. It's 4 little pieces. Well, not little, but you know what I mean. 4 pieces. And you're done. And anybody can cut this dress out. And I mean anybody. And stitch it. You're always going to have this video to refer back to if you find you need a little help along the way. Or you forget as you're sewing it. I knew there was a reason I don't use pins. It come off. Now I'm going to spend half a night finding this silly old pin. And it was hooked. Ta-da! So that is why the teeth are a must. I tried to do it the lady way. And this would have been so much quicker. What's a grandma to do? Absolutely. You make them. So we've got this, and you're going to pull it through. And you're going to do the same on the next one. And where this string is, I will be cutting it off after I go over this dress in its entirety to make sure that I have everything right. So, is there any questions on this dress so far? Did you learn any techniques that you like? Is there anything that you would like me to talk you through before I finish the last couple steps? Now's the time. How about using the purple? How about using that purple thing? Mennonite, you're so far behind. I've already got 2 in. Silly girl, it's already in. You just wanted to see me jerk my teeth around. I know how you roll. That's what friends are for, right? So now I'm going to turn it sideways. And we're going to get this in. So like this, back tack it in. Then we're going to do the same here. And you're on that crease. That way you're center. Snippy, snippy your threads. And then now you're just going to make sure that, like we did on the other dress, everything's lined up nice and tidy. We're going to pull them. And we're going to pull them over here. And they're going to be so stinking adorable. If you're doing these and you ever see you might have messed up, it's okay. You're not the first one. You can either have a date with Jack or decide, can I live with that? These are little girls who will appreciate. I've had some emails where people aren't sure they can do these. I can assure you, you can. Though I do appreciate all the fabric that each and every one of you send in. And trust me when I say, we do appreciate it. More than you know. We also appreciate the dresses being done in their entirety. So now I'm going to cut these, wrap these around your little finger, and wiggle this down as close to the end as you can. And pull it up like that. Nice and tidy. Hi, late. It's okay. You're never late. There's always the replay. Always the replay. So, what do you guys think so far? That's 2 different takes, same dress pattern. The sky is the limit with what you can do and what you can achieve when you just take a little bit of time and make them. Gotta love that as well. Hi, Dave. All right, guys. This is your Project Dress a Girl video. This is your standalone for the McCall 5797 pattern. And if you need any help, any thoughts, you can refer back to this video. It really does help to just have a look-see. And hopefully you like the way it turned out. I think it turned out really cute. And it makes me want to stop the quilt making and hop on to the dressmaking scene for just a little bit. But duty calls. So is there any questions before we end the live tonight? I do like both of them, to tell you the truth. I think that pink makes that dress pop. So with all of that being said, I'd like to thank you guys for coming tonight. And I appreciate you watching the video in its entirety. Day, I appreciate you and the mods answering the questions so that I could focus on the pattern. I humbly appreciate each and every one of you. Everybody take care. God bless. And I'll see you back Wednesday at 12 o'clock as Day and I sew our next project. Dancing Diamonds by Soviet Quilts Fallon. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.